was
Yeah.
screaming. I said, Joel,
Yeah. I
within
remember.
10 minutes, I made
I was actually at an
7,000 pounds.
event. I was at an event where you called me, and I'm like, why is this guy calling me so frantically? And then boom, you dropped the message. I'm like, oh wow.
That day, people were looking at me, like people around me were all Oyibo people now. When you start being
Yeah,
extra, all of them will
yeah.
stop and look at you. They were all looking at me like, what is wrong with this? I made 7,000 pounds within 10 minutes. And
Yeah,
I was like, Jesus Christ, is this happening? Like, is
yeah.
this for real? And then it didn't stop there. Oh. Joel, that day that I launched that product,
Hmm.
before God and man, that day that I launched that product, I made 23,000 pounds. Twenty-three
Wow.
thousand pounds is how much in naira? 46 million. Imagine making 46 million naira
You know,
within 24 hours.
so that we can provide some background and perspective to this,
Mhm.
because these numbers are quite interesting. That some persons will actually think that
Please,
maybe this is made up,
I have
right?
not even landed. Mm-mm,
Okay, all
mm.
right. Okay,
It's not even
carry
20.
on. Okay, I think recording have started. So
Okay.
finally,
Finally.
fi- finally, we get to do this. It's crazy how it was beginning to look like you were now pushing me to testify.
I have been begging you literally. I don't know who begs a coach that she wants to testify. I have been begging you that I want to testify, and that is because of the amount of results I got. Like Jesus Christ. Joel, I don't even know where to start. Where do I even start from? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
So the irony here is that I I always complain that a lot of the people that have gone on to do good numbers, that have
Yeah.
gotten results from my coaching or advice or anything really, my programs, they
Mm-hmm.
rarely come back. They rarely come back to say, even thank you. Oh, I get
Are you
it. They paid
serious?
money. Yes, they paid money and all of that. Some of them are perhaps not very comfortable sharing that, oh, I'm learning from this guy, especially the ones that are also established in their own space, like yourself too.
Mm.
So I must really thank you sincerely for agreeing to do this,
No
because
worries.
a lot of persons with
Anytime.
your clout. How many followers again do you have on Instagram?
I have 193K followers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is an entire country. So
Right.
yeah, for real. That's an entire country. 200,000 followers on the internet. That's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of clout. And
Yeah.
yet you agreed to do this. I think you're an amazing person, really, and it shows you've got a great heart. Because a lot of
Oh,
people will
thank
not want to
you.
do this. They will not want to tell other people that, oh, this is a guy,
I mean, but it is the truth now. Why are you hiding the truth? Why are you hiding the truth? You learn from somebody and it works for you. It doesn't take you anything from saying, oh, what you told me works for me. I am also a business owner. And of course, from time to time, I request for reviews and testimonials from my clients, and I know how it makes me feel. So if it makes
Mhm.
me feel good, what stops me from actually making another person feel good as long as what I am saying is the truth?
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if you get it. I mean, it's
And
it's not a
and
big deal,
a lot
seriously.
of people a lot of people don't have that thinking. So again, it takes me back to the fact that you've got a great heart, and I'm happy that we're
Mm,
finally doing this. So let's get to the
thank
the
you.
meat of the matter.
All
Um,
right.
Before we get into all the things that happened, let's
Mhm.
look at what your business looked like before now.
Hmm.
But I
Hey.
think to start that, maybe you should talk about what you do or what you were doing or what you've been doing, and then move on to how your business was looking like before we met.
Okay, so I am a business coach. I help small business owners grow their business on social media, mainly to help them gain visibility. Before now, I was practicing in Nigeria, and things were quite okay, a bit okay, I would say. And then I moved to the UK and I got the shock of my life. Everything changed from making so much money to making literally nothing. So
Hmm.
when I decided to, okay, I've got this big idea that I want to implement. Maybe this big idea is going to give me the money I've been looking for. So I tried to launch the idea, which is launching my community, and it didn't work out. I was so frustrated. Joel, I was so frustrated. I was depressed. I was like, wait, oh. So I was doing so well as a coach in Nigeria, and then coming to this country, does it then mean that I will be subjected to, you know, the normal thing people do here? Does it mean from a coach to a carer? Am I going to become a carer eventually? Because what I'm trying to do, what used to work for me back in Nigeria, is no longer working for me here. What do I do? So one of those days of yeah, I've been following you, of course. One of those days I saw your post and I'm like, oh my god, this guy is so good at what he does. Why not reach out to him? He could be of help. So I decided to reach out to you and we booked a one-on-one consultation. You introduced me to something that I have never done before. And I was so skeptical. When I say I was so skeptical, I was so skeptical. I was like, no, this thing is not going to work. It is not my style of marketing. It is not
Yeah.
my style of getting customers. All right. But still, I told myself, let me just try. There's no harm in trying. Let me just try and see if it will work. If it does not work, I will not lose anything. I will just continue with my frustration. What to do now? So finally, I decided to do it. And while in the process, I still reached out to you. You put me through, corrected some things that I already had. Some of the things you told me to do, of course, you corrected some things, and I went ahead to do it. I'll be very, very sincere with you before God and man, Joel. My my targets, I don't, let me not use numbers, let me use the amounts. My
Okay.
targets, even a night before, I knelt down, I was praying to God. I told God, please just let me make £5,000. That was my target. £5,000 is 10 million naira, approximately, right?
Hmm.
That was
Hmm.
my target. I prayed, I cried a night before, and I was telling God, let me just make £5,000. If I make £5,000, it will be a dream come true for me. Hmm. The D-Day came. I was still scared. Remember, this strategy you told me to use, I have never used it before. And
Right.
the feeling that comes with trying something new for the first time, you will
Hmm.
always have that anxiety. You will always have that uncertainty. So I was so scared. In fact, I was crying that morning. And eventually it happened. I was counting. I was counting. Remember, I called you. I called you and I was
Yeah.
screaming. I said, Joel,
Yeah. I
within
remember.
10 minutes, I made
I was actually at an event.
£7,000.
I was at an event where you called me, and I'm like, why is this guy calling me so frantically? And then boom, you dropped the message. I'm like, oh wow.
That day, people were looking at me, like people around me were all, oh, you people now. When you start being
Yeah.
extra, all of them will
Yeah.
stop and look at you. They were all looking at me like, what is wrong with this? I made £7,000 within 10 minutes. And
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ, is this happening? Like, is
Yeah.
this for real? And then it didn't stop there. Oh. Joel, that day that I launched that product,
Hmm.
before God and man, that day that I launched that product, I made £23,000.
Wow.
£23,000 is how much in naira? 46 million. Imagine making 46 million naira
You know,
within 24 hours.
so that we can provide some background and perspective to this,
Mhm.
because these numbers are quite interesting, that some persons would actually think that
Please,
maybe this is made up,
I have
right?
not even landed. Mm-mm.
Okay, all
Mm.
right. Okay,
It's not even
carry on.
23, like £23,000 was the amount I
Carry on.
made the first time I launched that product.
Okay.
Right now, I have made more than £100,000. More than £100,000, which is about how much in naira? 200
That's
million
that's
plus.
200 million naira.
And of
So,
course, like you were saying, people with doubt now.
mhm,
People with
mhm.
doubt, but evidence they.
So, and we're gonna get to the evidence part, but I like us to provide. I remember you told me that you were
Mhm.
telling your friends, you do this vision board, and even though I really don't believe in all of that, but you told me you
Yeah.
do the vision thing,
Mhm.
and you told your
Mhm.
friends that your goal for the year was it 50K
Oh,
or I can't remember. What was it again? Can you remember?
Do you know? Yes. Do you know why I'm laughing?
Okay.
Because I remember the day I set that vision to make 100,000. It was I was just playing. Let me not lie
Hmm.
to you.
Okay.
I was playing in my mind. I was like, okay, let's just put an outrageous number. I put 100,000 pounds. My friend came into my room and she was like, Juliet, what are you doing? I said, I won't make 100,000 pounds this year. Both of us, it was as if we planned the laugh. We need to see the way we busted out laughing. We busted out laughing. And the reason why we busted out laughing was because we knew at that time that is not possible. How we want
Mm,
to do it?
mm, mm.
How we want to make 100,000? Do you know what 100,000 pounds is? That is what people make in 3 years in this country. And I wanted to make it in 1 year.
In a year.
And we laughed at ourselves, but look at it, look at us today. I've made more
Right.
than that. And this
Right.
is the year has not even ended. In fact, I made
Yeah.
that amount before the first the first half of the year. Before July, I made that amount.
You know
Yeah.
what is interesting about your story is the never give up attitude. Um, I was telling someone that as far as I'm concerned, I enjoy our sessions more than you do. And
Really
the reason is, yes, the reason is the way you ask questions and the fact that the moment the call ends, you're getting to work.
implement.
That is not something I see with a lot of people. A lot of people will overanalyze and do back and forth. Yes, there was a bit of doubts and all, and that's normal. That's normal, right? Even
Yeah.
for somebody who's been doing that type of thing for a while, I still have
Yeah.
doubts sometimes. But the
Yeah.
speed at which you implement is something that really inspired me. So much that when you come back and say, "Oh, I need the recording, I need to get to," I'm like, "Wow, do you even sleep at all?" Right? So I think that's something that, besides, beyond the excitement and the monies and all of that, that should be made very
Mhm.
clear.
Thank you
That
so much.
you implement just as we discuss, right?
Yes, I
Um,
do.
yes.
Initially,
So,
even though the first time I had my doubts, like I told you, but you know what happens when you try something that someone told you to do that you never
mhm,
knew would actually work and it eventually works. What do you
mhm.
do? Anytime you are told to do anything, you rush and do it because, of course, the one you were told to do the first time worked for you. So this one will definitely work for you, and it has been like that sincerely. All the
Right.
sessions we've had, every single thing that you've taught me that I've implemented has given me massive results. Like when I say
You know,
massive
I
results, I
I
mean
went
massive.
down to check. I went down to check how much in total you've invested in my coaching. I really don't like to call myself a coach, but I don't have a choice now. But I actually had to do some maths, and I realized
Mhm.
that in total you've spent a little around 3 point something million naira. And
Right?
I'm like, wait, yeah, 3 point something. I think 3.3 or thereabout
And I've
million
gained
naira,
way more than that.
and
I
you've
have
done
gained
a hundred
way.
thousand
I
pounds,
can't even start
roughly
counting.
200 million naira. Now, so let's if you're able to share what the numbers look like in your business before my coaching, can you share, especially when you were in Nigeria, or when you moved there, you were
Okay.
trying the whole thing. What was the numbers like at the time before we get into showing us the evidence on your Stripe account and anything else you need to share?
Okay, so back then when I was in Nigeria, like I said, it was working, but it wasn't really working per se. I was just getting by. So I was making, let's say, a couple of thousands a month, never a million a month.
Are you
Couple of
kidding me?
thousands. Yes,
A couple
yes,
of thousands a
a
month?
month. Yeah,
Like,
but it was
you mean a
okay for
whole
me
month?
at that time. you know,
Okay, so
when
so let's say 900,000, because you said it
let's
was
say
not up to a million.
900.
So let's say 900,000, or it wasn't
Not
even
really
up to that.
900, maybe say 500, 600, or thereabout a month.
Six
And
hundred thousand from your coaching business a whole month.
a whole month, yes, yes.
I think there's a
And
huge lesson here. There's a huge lesson here.
there's a
Um,
huge,
and that is, it's not really about the size of your audience.
no,
Because
never.
I don't know how many followers you had at the time, but I think they were over a hundred
I really
thousand. Yeah.
had, it was over 100. I had a lot of followers, sincerely. I
Okay.
had a lot
So
of
over a
followers.
hundred thousand, and you were struggling to do, or rather, you were doing 500,000 a whole
600,
month.
700, yeah.
Okay. So, what clearly changed here, as far as you're concerned? What do you think changed? What do you think in my
Clarity,
coaching or
number
whatever?
one.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I would say clarity. And you know that popular saying that what you don't know is bigger than you.
bigger than you,
I
right? That's it.
experienced it firsthand. I thought
Mm,
I already knew it all. I thought I already knew the right things to do to get customers and all of those things. And I was trying to do the same thing. In fact, when I go back to look at the things I was trying to do, I just laugh and I'm like, God, what was I even thinking? So I would say number one, clarity. Number two, knowledge is power.
mm,
Knowledge is power. What you don't know is bigger than you.
right,
Alongside the clarity, I gained knowledge.
right.
Now I know so many things that I never knew before. Number two.
Hmm.
And number three, it made me realize that making money on online on social media is not about the noise. It's
Yeah,
not about shouting. You need a strategy. You
right.
need a strategy that is deep rooted in human psychology. And that is
Mm.
one thing I will tell you that I benefited so much, because now literally I can come up with an idea. The next thing I'm asking myself, what is the strategy behind
What's
this
the strategy?
idea? What is the
Yeah,
psychology behind what, you
psychology.
understand?
Yeah.
Exactly. So you thought one particular thing, you it could all of these things can be summed up to a particular, let me say, strategy at the end of the day.
Hmm.
But this one particular thing is affecting every, in a positive way, actually every
Hmm.
other area of my business. And
Yeah,
mind you, I don't do only service based business, I also do
right.
product based
Yeah,
business. And
yeah,
what I find so crazy is how this same strategy is working for both my service based business and my product based business as well.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. You were going to talk about psychology, and I think it's
Mm-hmm.
something that I enjoy. In fact, some people call me a manipulator, and like I told you before this call, I'm feeling guilty that you're beginning to look like a manipulator too. But in legally in the right way, and
Mm-hmm.
manipulation in this context is understanding how humans behave, what drives
Behave.
them, what makes them take
Exactly.
action, what are their
Exactly.
fears, what are their objections,
Mm-hmm.
what are they skeptical about, what could move
Exactly.
them, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
positioning your offers, your products, your service in the right
Tap into
sequence, saying the
those.
right things at the right time in the right format, and packaging them
Exactly.
and put them out there. That's the manipulation. So before anybody gets some weird ideas of what we're talking about here, no, it's not forcing people or dragging people or something or selling
No,
bad
no, no,
stuff
no,
to people.
no.
No, right?
No.
It's saying the right things the right way, the right sequence, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
psychology is what really is the most important thing when it comes to selling, right? And in fact, I've spent
Yes.
the past couple of years studying how people behave, how consumers behave, consumer
Mm-hmm.
psychology, and everything else in between. Would you
Mm-hmm.
say that your understanding of people's behavior in terms of buying products or services changed drastically, after the several meetings with me?
100%. When I say 100%, I mean 100%. You see this thing called psychology of marketing. Oh, Jesus
Hmm.
Christ. Psychology in marketing, let me put it that way. I feel so sorry for people that are yet to understand it sincerely, because I came to understand after having sessions with you, I came to realize that every single thing that you do as regards to getting people to take a particular action is still tied back to psychology, how
Right.
people reason, what drives them, what is their fears, what are their desires, what are the things that they are scared of. I've used fear for example. So if you know these things and you understand it properly, you would definitely be able to tap into those fears, tap into those desires to be able to
Mm,
make them take any action that you want. And another thing that blew my mind, one of the sessions we had, I always have it at the back of my mind till today, is when you said when everybody is going right, you go left. That thing stuck with me till today and it has
yeah.
helped me a whole lot. So
Yeah.
I went back and I started thinking deeply. I was like, okay, this statement is actually still tied back to human psychology because, of course,
Mhm.
if everybody is doing a particular thing, eh, we've all seen it, of course. I come
Right.
online, say, for example, a hair vendor, somebody who sells hair,
Hmm.
And you know what most hair vendors do? They shake their head and
Hmm.
dance to a music. We have
Hmm.
all seen that. It will not
Hmm.
grab my attention. Remember, for you to sell, attention first. It will not grab my attention. I will scroll and pass. There's nothing special about you. There's nothing different about you. So coming to that realization made me understand that whenever you have ideas, some of the ideas we call weird ideas are the ideas you should actually implement, because
Right.
so many people are not doing it. And if so many
Right.
people are not doing it, it means that when you do it, you are different. The human brain craves for new experiences. The
Hmm.
human brain craves for unusual things. Let me put it that way. Because of
Yeah.
course, when you come on social media, we are not expecting to see something that you've seen before. That will not interest you.
Right.
You are coming to excite your dopamine. You are
Yeah.
coming to see something that you've not seen before. So when people are going left, when people are going right, you go left.
Yeah. Well,
It stuck with
and
me and it has helped me so much.
that sums it all. In fact, I put it this way nowadays. I say
Mhm.
what others will not say, do what others will not do.
We not
Right.
do.
Um,
Hey, I don't carry another
because
one.
because there's nothing really new in terms of offers and products and services and all of them.
Honestly.
But
Mm-hmm.
how you say them is what makes a difference. And I'll give you a
Yes.
very let's create this scenario, this analogy. There are
Mm-hmm.
times where you take a picture with your phone, you take a picture, a
Mm-hmm.
selfie,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, I can't be ugly. What's in the happen? This picture no fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are other times you take a picture, the same face, oh, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe from another dimension, and you're like, oh my god, I look really good today. It's not like you took a different face, so you snapped a different face. No, what changed is the
The
angle.
angle.
So
Exactly.
angle is perception, right? And perception comes from what you say and what you do, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there are certain things you say, there are certain things you say in a different way that could make a
Mm-hmm.
different meaning, that could have a different meaning to someone. That could just be the
Yeah.
reason why they go ahead, to take action on what it is that you want them to take action on. And so
Exactly.
every time I design marketing, and this is also what I pass on to everybody that I talk to, is
Mm-hmm.
whether you're working on your hook, how you want to end, even the offer as a whole, you want to
Mm-hmm.
think about when you come up with certain phrases, certain maybe like a hook, for example, you come up with how to do XYZ. You want to ask
Mm-hmm.
yourself, is this what everybody is going to say? Is
Of
this what I have been
course.
seeing all the time? For example, you
Mm-hmm.
see a lot of videos, you see, have you been looking for this? Are you suffering from this? Are you da 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 da? Everybody say
Mm-hmm.
that.
Of
So,
course.
what are you going to say differently? If I see a video with somebody saying, are you looking for this? And I see your own, are you looking for
Scroll.
that? I scroll.
Scroll.
But if I see a video that starts with a different hook, I'm going to like, okay, this is different.
Unusual hook.
This is different. For example, let's say you're selling something that some maybe a product for elderly people, and then
Mm-hmm.
somebody is saying, are you looking for a product that can help you that can help you handle rheumatism?
Nah.
That's what everybody will say. But what if
Yeah.
you say, I could not watch my mother cry because of rheumatism?
That
You
grabs
see,
more attention.
that grabs my attention because that's different. Not
And
everybody
the
will say
crazy
that.
thing, the crazy thing is that it's not just, it has not this particular perspective, this particular mindset, and
Hmm.
it has not only helped me as regards to selling offers, it
Hmm.
has helped me in every way possible, because even my content now does better. Of course,
Right. Yeah.
usually I start my content the usual way. In fact, before now, I was always scared to start my content in an unusual way, because I would feel like, people would say, wetin be this one, because it's not
Mm.
normal now. It's not
Yeah.
normal. The other day I
Yeah.
made a post and I said, don't start a business in the UK with pounds. That post did so well. And before now, I would not have no courage. I would definitely no courage to try such
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
But funny enough, that is what is working for me now. There was
Right.
another video of mine. I said there is a pandemic in this UK. Then there's another one I did. There's a spirit in this UK. In fact, all my content, they are all basically doing so well now, as we
Yeah.
all thanks to this particular
Right.
um
Right.
idea. Yeah.
There is not a lot
Mindset.
of success in being in the middle. You have to be at the
Yes.
extreme ends, whether it
Yes.
is on the extreme end of a negativity or the extreme end of a positive stuff.
Don't be
Um,
normal.
there's not much money to make in the middle. You have to be at the extreme. If
Exactly.
you look at the guys that have even blew up on social media, they are both extreme ends.
Yes.
Um, the
Look at the
guys in
celebrities that are doing well. Look at
okay,
them. They are the weirdos. They are the
yeah,
people with tag abnormal.
exactly, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, the human mind craves what is new, what is unconventional.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Imagine if I see a picture of a man in a bookshop, in a library,
Mm-hmm.
I could just look at it and just move on. But imagine I
Mm-hmm.
see an elephant in a library. That's
What's going on
disruptive.
here?
What's going on? What
Grabs
is
your
an elephant doing
attention.
in the library? So your job now as a marketing person or even as a business person who is involved in marketing, who is involved in driving revenue and sales, is to ensure
Mm-hmm.
that you're thinking of ways to disrupt existing patterns, either in what you say or how
Disruption.
you position your disruption, right? In how you because again, the human mind craves for new. People go on
Newness.
social media every day looking for something new,
New.
something something fresh. Something. In fact, if you log onto your Instagram or your Facebook and you're seeing a post you saw before you went to bed, you can
You
just tell
go
that, oh,
off.
this is not refreshed. You refresh, right? So it tells you the
Oh my
human mind
god, this particular
constantly, yeah,
that
constantly
refreshing
looking
thing
for what is
hits.
new. Yes, you
Mhm.
refresh like, oh, something is wrong with my this. Maybe you even
Because you
check if
want
your data is
something
on.
new.
Something new. Something I've seen this already. You go check your data. Oh, my data is not on. You on it and then boom, you come back and refresh. Or it
Because you
even
want
refresh
something
automatically.
new. So
It's
if this
also
is
the
what
reason why,
everybody is doing, how can you tap
yeah,
into it?
it's also the reason why when you look at these platforms, the moment as you're scrolling, new stuff are popping up. They don't
Mm-hmm.
even
Because
wait
you want
for
to
you to
keep
click
you.
next or something like before now. The moment as you're scrolling, something new is coming up because they know you are looking for something new.
Something
You would
new.
stay longer if you see new stuff. So
And you
when
see,
you look at it, if you
mhm,
borrow that and use that in your business, you're gonna win.
you
You're
will
gonna
so
win, and
win.
it will
And that
not matter
is
if
it.
you have yeah, it won't matter if you
Like
have a large audience or you have a small
a
audience.
small
It won't matter.
audience.
The most
I'm
important
telling
thing is
you.
that you've got an offer, a throat grabbing offer, as I like to call them, and you're
Mm-hmm.
saying the right things, the right time, the right sequence. Boom,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. And you've got a system. You've got a system that helps you build trust in 2 hours. I'm sure you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
And of course, that's the elephant. That's the main engine behind the success of Juliet.
Everything.
Like
Yes, so
all of the whatever we'll be talking about, if not for this thing, the results would have still happened, but would have been very slow.
I'm telling you. I
Imagine
am
your
telling
regular
you.
method of how were you even selling before? How
Oh
were
my
you
god.
getting
Oh
like
my god.
sales page or landing page
I
or
don't
what?
even
Sell
want
me,
to go
yeah,
there. You know, sending people to landing page, selling directly on Instagram,
yeah.
doing sponsored ads, name it. I was doing it all except that particular secret
And
that you revealed to me.
okay, so actually not a secret, but we're not going to share it anyways. If you like to
It's
find
a
out, I'm sure
secret,
you know what.
please. It's a secret.
So
Do you know
yeah,
what?
so
I made more than 100,000 pounds using a particular strategy. And you say it's not a secret. If everybody is doing it, then, then
yeah.
everybody should be rich. But
And
it's a
the
secret.
interesting thing is, it's something a lot of people are not using, especially in this part of the
Mm-hmm.
world. It's still relatively new here, and
Yes.
so it's actually still
Yes.
very ripe for us. It's perhaps the best time to actually expand on it, do more of it. All right. And what I discovered
Yes.
recently is that you can use that same system to actually sell literally anything. Literally
Anything.
anything.
Let me know if do you know this even reminds me. Hey,
Okay.
Joel. I sold an offline event
Yeah.
using
Okay,
this
we
same
didn't even talk
system.
about that. Yeah, I remember.
Imagine selling an offline event
An
using
event
an
with the same system.
unconventional system,
Yeah,
something I've never tried before,
right.
and people paid.
I remember
When
when
I say paid,
you were a bit skeptical about, "Ah, are
I
you
was
sure this thing is
so
going to
scared.
work? This
I
one is
was
not like
so
join the community. This is an
I'm
offline event.
telling you, this is the first time.
Fine.
This was the first time I am doing something like this. I was so scared. I was having anxiety. I was
Yeah,
depressed. I was
yeah,
sad because I mean this is the first time, and I didn't know how to go about selling it. I was
right.
confused. until we had that session and you told me, Juliet, you can actually sell this event using
Yeah.
this same system. And I'm like,
Yeah.
are you for real? Are you sure it will work? I've never seen anybody doing it. You
I've used
reassured
this.
me
I've
again.
used the same system to sell real estate, physical
Yes, of
product.
course. People,
Yeah.
I've
So
heard, I've
yeah,
heard people use
yeah.
it.
So it is. It's something that works irrespective of what you sell. The
Irrespective. And
reason
it
it
builds
works so
trust.
well is because yes, it's a trust thing. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the things that I do when I attend. I think twice I've done this when I'm billed to speak. I'm to speak at events. When I get on the podium, one of the things I like to do is I like to do a little drama. And so I
Mm-hmm.
get people, I get two total strangers, a man and a woman, to come forward and ask the man to do the unthinkable. I ask the man to propose and say, "Can you go on your knees and propose to this girl?" And of course, everybody is shocked, like, where is this going? And on both occasions, the man obliged, went on his knees and asked the girl out, asked the girl to marry her, not even become my girlfriend, marry me.
Marry
And
me.
of course, as expected, they both said
She
no.
was, no.
Now, I turned to the audience and I said, "Why do you think this girl refused?" And then, of course, people say, "Oh, they are strangers. He doesn't trust him," and all of that. No relationship built. Perfect. And that is true. But what they probably did not realize is that they are doing the same thing too. And I called it arrogant marketing. It is arrogant
Hmm.
to put up a video, talk about what you sell, and then say buy now. It is arrogance to expect that people would buy. It's like
Just,
asking
I
a girl
don't
out
even know you.
on the
Who the
first
hell
day
are
to marry
you?
you, right? So sales will only happen when there's a relationship and trust built. But then therein lies the big question: how do you build trust? There are lots of ways to do that, just like there are lots of ways to skin a cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can go the long route, post consistently, as they say, do a lot of videos, do a lot of
You go
this,
tire.
build a,
Now you go
grow a lot of
tire.
followers, and all of that, create, provide value, and all of these plenty things.
Value. Hey.
Those
Hmm.
things work. Those things
Mm-hmm.
work. Yeah, but it takes a long time. And for a rebel like me, right, somebody who I'm not very patient with all of those whatever, especially when I see a shorter way to. And if you look at life and invention, it's always been about looking for shortcuts.
Yeah.
If man was not insatiable with the existing system of transport, there would have been no need for vehicles, for cars. We would have just been using donkey.
Planes.
Everybody now will get donkey,
Mm-hmm.
or a horse. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
um so when I realized that, look, there are better ways to build this trust, I lashed on it. Right. And so what that system does for you is it literally helps you build trust in less than 2 hours. So
Within,
much that
what are you? Why are you mentioning hours? Excuse me.
so much that
Within
10 minutes
few
later
minutes,
you
in fact, the
already.
first 5 minutes, people already trust you, especially
Yeah.
if the person is using your system. Remember, you are not doing it the way other people are doing it. There are people
Yeah.
actually trying to, but with your own strategy, within 5 minutes, trust is already built. Trust me. I've done it
Hmm.
severally now. Now we they tell you.
Okay. What do you tell, as we try to round up, what do you tell people who maybe stumble on me, or they're gonna see this video and they're like, uh, do I
I have
really,
a
is
lot.
there anything this guy can do for me? What would you
Hmm.
tell people?
I would say what you don't know is bigger than you. If you've been doing what you are doing and it is not working for you, it means one thing: there is something you are doing wrong. And if you keep doing that thing that you are doing, you will keep getting the same results that you are currently getting. And you will keep
Hmm.
getting frustrated. In fact, the frustration will they go up, they go up, they go up. So if you're doing something currently, if you're trying to sell a product, if you're trying to sell a service, and you're not getting the result you want, my dear, there is something you are doing wrong. And how do you find out what you are doing wrong? Remember, if you go to a hospital, what does the doctor do first? The doctor will try to diagnose what is wrong with you before prescribing solution. So what do?
Right.
You meet what? You meet Joel. Please, am I pronouncing your name right?
It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's
Joel.
fine. Or
You
you
meet
can just say the
Joel,
commando is fine. The commando is fine.
the commando, the sales
Yeah.
commando. If what you've been doing has not been working for you, first thing first, you need a solution. You need to find out what you are doing wrong. And the best person that can actually tell you what you are doing wrong is the sales commando. I am telling you from experience, I have been where you are. that frustration of spending money and not getting results, that frustration of that wonderful idea you think we blow up that eventually did not blow up, just crickets. My dear,
Yeah.
I have been there. I have felt it all those terrible emotions. I've felt it all, and I can tell
We're
you that.
forget we're forgetting something. Two things.
Wow.
One, proof.
Oh, that is
We
true.
shouldn't forget that. So
Very important because
um,
people doubt a lot.
yeah.
I've got
So
my
let's see. So you have to use the same link I sent you, so you can join with your phone, and then you
okay.
can share your screen and show us
Okay, one
proof
second.
that indeed you made the monies that you said you made. Wait, is that 131K I see?
Yes.
Wait, it's actually 131,000, not even 100K pounds.
No, I have made more than £100,000. This is £131,000.
That is crazy.
Initially, remember, my target was, God, please let me just make £5,000 starting this, and then
Yeah.
I did it, and playfully I wrote
Mhm.
£100,000 on
You
my
know,
vision board.
recently I saw you post on your page a I think it was like a picture with members of a particular cohort of the community,
Yes,
and I was just feeling like a grandpa. I think I put in the picture like this
you
makes you feel like
are.
a grandpa. you know.
You are to
Um,
us.
yeah, so 600 plus members you mentioned earlier from
Yes.
your original target of 50 members overall.
50 members, and the
Um,
50 members I wasn't certain. I was still very scared.
yeah,
I still had doubts if I was going to be able to get up to those 50 members. But look at us today, over
yeah.
650 members and still counting.
Mm,
In fact, let me tell you the truth. Few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I stopped accepting payments.
mm,
Like, people were still paying, but I said, no, enough is enough. Let me not go and take more than I can deliver.
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
understand? So I
Hmm.
stopped accepting payments so we can focus on what we have currently. We can focus on delivering what people have already paid for. If not,
Hmm.
we will have more than that. And the
Yeah.
crazy part is that the one that even blew my mind.
Hmm.
There was a time I decided that, okay, for this whole week, I'm not going to post. Let me focus on delivering what people have paid for. Do you know what
Mm,
happened? People were still paying,
right.
even when I was not posting. So with
Mm,
this strategy, you don't even need to post. My
right.
God.
Yeah, I think that's the high point.
You
You
don't
don't
need
have
to
to be
post.
posting consistently.
You don't have to be posting consistently. I'm telling
Yeah,
you, it's
yeah.
crazy. I would wake up and I got scared at some point. You know, when you start making a certain amount of money that you never expected to make, you get
Mm,
scared. I got scared.
mm.
I hope they will not come and arrest me. This one is too much.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Honestly,
I
that was
I am
strategy. I
really
don't
proud
even
of
know.
you.
Thank you so
I'm very proud
much.
of you, and I tell you this all the time.
Mhm.
Your drive is infectious.
Thank
The
you.
get to work, let's implement, let's do it. I love it.
Mhm.
I find it very
Thank you.
inspiring.
Thank you.
And I mean, I think we'll look back at these numbers a year later and probably have a very good laugh and say, look,
Definitely.
we're celebrating 100,000 plus pounds. But
Amen.
now that looks like child's play
That looks
because it
like
will
child's
look like child's
play.
play eventually.
Amen. Oh,
So
amen.
I'm
Oh.
proud of you. I'm happy that we met. I'm happy that we are doing this together. And
Thank
I
you.
would continue to root for you, and I wish you all the
And
best. Thank you again.
yes, wait, please, before you say thank you again, before you end it, I also want to genuinely say this. Joel, you are, I don't even know the right term, the right word to use and describe your personality. You're such a kind person. You don't hold, I mean, we are literally almost in the same industry, and you let out this secret. You sell both physical, you sell both service based business, and that is the same thing I do. And you
Yeah.
still, you don't get keep, you give out information freely. In fact, when you notice that something is beginning to work better, you reach out to me and you're like, okay, maybe you should try this. I want to sincerely appreciate that, because not everybody will do it. In fact, most people, even me, I doubt if I can do it. That is the honest truth. I doubt. I know I'm free with information, but I mean, yours is just out of this world. You don't get keep, and I really appreciate that about you. Thank you so very much, and I'll continue to make you proud.
If I wasn't a black man, I probably would be blushing. But I think I'm too black to be blushing. Thank you so much. Thank you for thank you for the very kind words. I'm happy. I'm always happy
Okay.
to share. You know, the interesting thing is the strategy
Mm.
sessions, the coaching sessions, teaching for me is actually more of a selfish thing than even a selfless thing. It's why I
Why? How
love
do
it.
you mean?
I
How
get
do
to
you?
get even better clarity on my own positioning and offers when I teach people.
Mm.
I wasn't really the very studious student in school.
Mhm.
I only
Mm.
did secondary school and a little bit of polytechnic, and then I dropped out. But the reason I was always top on the class wasn't that I was always reading my books. Here
Mhm.
is it. Because I was very inquisitive, people assumed
Mm.
that I should be very smart. And so you would
Mm.
see classmates come to me and say, this math thing that this guy did in the class, I didn't understand it. Can you show me?
Mm.
And then because of my ego too, I don't want to say no, I don't know
You
it.
don't know it.
All right, Joel cannot not know it. I'll say, oh, sure, I can show you. Can you come to my house at so time? I'm going to show you. Come when we get home or something or tomorrow. And so
Mm.
what I would do is I would go home, get all the
Mhm.
materials, go over the materials again,
Mhm.
with even more higher intensity because now I'm studying for two people. It's like a pregnant woman saying, I'm eating for two people. I'm studying for two
Mm.
people. I need to first understand it very well and then be able
Yeah.
to teach it to someone else. In the
Mm.
process of doing that and then actually teaching it, I
Mhm.
learned so much. So much that when I sit on the exam hall on the exam day, I am literally repeating what I told somebody on
What
paper.
you thought. Hmm.
So, and it's a lot harder to forget what you said over and over again to someone, or even in some cases to a group of people, because now I was even organizing classes for my own classmates.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, so much
Wow.
that the teachers and lecturers would use me as examples and say, oh, sometimes when they come and they say, oh, I don't understand, they say, go and meet Joel. This was
Yeah.
happening right in class. So I realized that, look, teaching even helps. It's some sort of a lab where I'm refining my own ideas
Your
because
own ideas.
I
Yes.
tried something. Okay, for example, look at the SWOT framework that I've gone on to make people over 15 billion naira over the past couple of years. How did this start? I discovered the model,
Mm.
I used it in my business, I got some results, I shared with other people, they got results,
You
and
got it.
that built my confidence. Over the years, I have refined it, I have seen
Mm.
loopholes because they come to me and say, oh, this thing, I did it this way, it didn't work like that. So what do you think? We try to
Mm.
fix it, and then before you know it, we have a better version. So while it might be to, I mean, for you, it's I helped you, in my
Mm.
opinion, I helped myself too. And I think it's a beautiful combination. The fact that you can literally build a lab to refine your ideas. And as an offshoot of that, people's lives
Mm.
are getting changed. All right.
Mm.
And it's interesting. I was telling someone yesterday that I don't think anything can replace the feeling that somebody today is eating and feeding very fat because I exist. And for
Lie.
me, that trumps
Lie.
whatever money I'm going to make. I mean, look at you've only spent about 3.5 million naira with me. I literally had to check if I, in the beginning you were arguing over the money, you're like, this.
It's
I'm like,
expensive,
okay,
but
do you like, can you give me
but right
discount? And I'm like,
now, hmm,
so, but then look at 130 something. There's 20K somewhere in the older account, over 150,000 or thereabouts.
I'm telling
Pounds
you,
made in less than 8 9 months. If you calculate it from November last year, with what investment? 3 point something million naira. Of course, excluding whatever investments in implementing the things we talked about. All right.
mm-hmm.
So what is clear is that I think it's been a win-win. And like I've always said, you inspire me a lot. The fact that
Mm.
look, sometimes I even feel like I didn't even know enough. I didn't know a lot. Because sometimes that becomes a cost. They're like, no, 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 no. Because again, I want to impress people that look up to me. So I was
Yeah,
telling you that I'm feeling rusty about even writing a sales page now because I can't just write anything. It's not like
anyhow,
those days where I
because
can do
people are
anything
looking
where
up
nobody
to
know me.
you.
No,
Yes,
like more than 15 million people have seen my ads, have checked out my offers. They already put me at a very high pedestal. People
pedestal.
dissect my ads on their pages and say, or look at how it started this way. People use my
Mm,
videos as case studies in their own classes. I've seen people send me
mm.
screenshots.
Are you
So I
serious?
just cannot put up anything now. That becomes a problem too. So
Mhm.
again, so we don't veil so far away. I am very proud of you. I'm proud that
Thank you
you could
so
get the
much.
result. And it makes me
Thank you so
really,
much.
really happy that really happy that what I teach works, and you are a very solid evidence, and I'll sing your praises everywhere.
Thank
Everywhere.
you. Thank you.
Thank
And
you,
this is the
thank you,
beginning
thank
of
you.
bigger things to come.
Of course, of course.
Thank you
I'm
so
still
much.
gearing up to come to
I
the UK,
appreciate it.
so uh,
Definitely.